morning. It is our first full day in Osaka, but the second video in our Japan series. If you missed the first one, it's right here. But today we can't wait to go explore, and we're going on a walking tour. I'm pretty sure that's our guide Masaaki just over there. We're on this tour with Masa, who actually worked as a tour guide in the States for like 25 years for Japanese tourists, and now works in Japan guiding foreign tourists in English. And this tour is in the Minami part of Osaka, which we learned means south, and is kind of where the old, more traditional stuff is. You also have Kita in the north. Osaka's got 2.7 million people, but I think the surrounding area, which includes Kyoto, Nara, and Kobe, has like 12 million, so the second largest in Japan, obviously after Tokyo. And right now we're in the Shinsekai neighborhood, which has kind of an interesting origin story.
This area was originally developed as an amusement park called Luna Park in 1912. And the park was created, modeled after Coney Island in New York and Paris in France.
And also, there's this really interesting statue we've seen everywhere. You want to go rub his toes? This is the Billiken, and it's lucky if you rub his toes. I haven't filmed a walking tour like this in a while with this much information, so please bear with us in this video as we try to summarize it between stops. And of course, if you're coming to Osaka, I will leave all the information below for how to book Masa's Airbnb experience. This neighborhood is also famous for a particular food called kushikatsu, which one of our subscribers, I think it was Max, just told us to try. And it's like a deep fried skewer that looks delicious, but you can't double dip. You share the sauce, so you can't double dip. So when you need a second dip, you use a piece of cabbage and dip it. So this is evidently a very famous restaurant, and there's a statue of a guy that looks really angry, supposedly, because people are double dipping. Can't wait to try this later. I keep thinking that maybe we're nearing the age with Hayes where we can do walking tours again, and he'll like be sort of interested and calm and listen. We're not there yet, but he can walk more, which is great. But I will say I am a little bit nostalgic for when we started and he was just under 2, and you could kind of just plop him in a stroller and he'd be happy looking around, and we'd go learn about a city. But this is fun.
Can you smell the tree? It smells gorgeous. Huh? It smells like fall. No? You're not getting it?
I love when a walking tour mixes like important historical things with fun little facts, and Masa just used this random corner where there was a symbol of a torii gate painted on the bottom of a building to explain the 2 religions in Japan, Shinto and Buddhism, and what torii gates mean, blah, blah, blah. But when you see a tiny little torii gate painted on a building, it's not religious, it just means they don't want you to pee there. And people respect that. So I love walking tours for that exact reason, because you're walking by things you see all the time. I mean, not specifically that, but when I was walking to a guide in Amsterdam, actually, one of my stops was these little like metal grates that you wouldn't notice if you didn't know, but that the government put on buildings or building owners to prevent folks from peeing when they were drunk at night. So anyway, fun. I stole a fun fact. That is a fun fact.
Yeah, but I was going to say it was really fun for Hayes, because now he's looking for them all over the city, which is really cool.
Perhaps we could use them as like potty training, like reverse psychology. We just learned about, we're in like residential area between, doesn't matter, 2 areas we're going to, and we just learned, sorry, this is, am I doing one of those boring videos again where I just like summarize? Okay, anyway, it's so cool. He stopped to like just tell us some like more residential stuff and about the school system here, and we learned that in elementary school, first of all, they carry like really expensive backpacks, but they carry them all 6 years. But the cool thing is that they clean up their own classrooms and floors and stairwells and like serve each other lunch. It just, you know what? Pete and I became addicted to that show on Netflix.
I'm gonna look it up, because I mean it's
where you follow the toddler around. They like say to the toddler like, go to the market and pick up errands, and we like binge watched it with our friends Jack and Robert. Hi Jack and Robert. And it's beginning to make a lot more sense. And Masa asked if we had any questions, and both Pete and I were like, yeah, how do we enroll Hayes immediately?
I found it. Old Enough on Netflix.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break to thank today's video sponsor, Masterworks. One thing that really surprised us about Japan is that it wasn't as expensive as we thought it would be. Even with inflation at an 8-year high, it's still only about 3%. But for most of the world right now, the cost of living has never been higher. Now, we are not financial advisors, but we know most people invest their money to keep it safe from inflation and hopefully grow it. But even that hasn't been working. The stock market is down something like 20%. Before we set off to travel last September, we put some of our money in more traditional investments and they have not been doing too great. Now, here's where it gets good. The fine art that Masterworks offers is different. It's got a near zero connection to stocks, so when they fall, your investments don't have to. And this art is even helped by inflation. The last time it was this high, art appreciated at an average of 17.5% per year. That's better than stocks and real estate. So for people like us, trying to keep our money safe from inflation while we travel and our investments out of the red, Masterworks is a compelling option. Honestly, before this, I didn't even know investing in art was an option. But in fact, they produced results just 2 weeks ago. They sold a painting for a 17.8% net return to their investors. And look at these past 3 sales. 17%, 21%, 33%. It's no surprise Masterworks has a wait list right now, but y'all can skip it. I put a link in the description box below. Check it out.
Now we're walking towards Nipponbashi Denden, which is famous for otaku shops. And otaku are people that are a little bit obsessive about, like, I guess manga and cartoons and stuff. I don't know, I really need to brush up on my knowledge of Japanese culture, which I guess is why I run a store.
This tour has been so great, and one of the reasons why it's so great is that because Masa is just giving like really perfect amount of information. It's not too long, but like really interesting, fun stories, and yeah, love it.
So this is a great Japanese invention, state-of-the-art technology. I love the toilet here.
It is kind of amazing how the rest of the world is not really
I don't know,
gone on to
I
Japanese style toilets. I mean,
I prefer the handheld bidet. Like in India,
You
it just
squirt
attaches
yourself,
where you
like
have
a
full
hose.
control of where you go. That's my preference.
yeah, but then these, they're like dry, and then you got the warm toilet seat. It just feels really clean. I love the cleanliness factor because it just feels clean.
So speaking of like random but interesting facts, we just spent 10 minutes talking about Japanese toilets. 80% of households here have like the really fancy ones. I learned that 50% of Japanese men pee sitting down because the toilets are so great, and also because their wives don't want them to pee on the toilet. You can fact check that one, I don't know.
Crown, that's a jam.
Now we are in the Kuraman market. We have a little bit of free time to walk around, find a snack. Very calm and peaceful. Not yet been 24 hours, and Hayes is already getting given things from older ladies. We just used our first vending machine. I wasn't gonna film it because honestly, who cares? But I made like a rookie mistake. I love milk tea, and so I pressed for this one, and it came out really hot because it's got like hot stuff all over it. But then if you look, there's 2 other rows with like blue, and so I did another one and it's cold.
Being British though, I'm taking the hot one.
Great. Namba now, and we've been seeing these like amusement center things that I think is pretty common. I didn't know about it. It's called pachinko, and gambling is not allowed in Japan. It's illegal, but they have these pachinko places. You have to be 18 to enter, which is going to be very hard to explain to Hayes. And when you earn little silver balls, and when you want to go exchange them, there's all these like toys displayed that you can exchange them for. But nobody wants the toys, and Masaaki just explained that they like sit there collecting dust because you take your balls and you ask for a special toy, which is like a plastic thing, and then you find a separate business, not related, around the area where they'll exchange it for money. So it's gambling, but gambling's illegal. And the revenue from the pachinko places.
The annual revenue of all the casinos, including Singapore, Macau, and Las Vegas combined. Huge business.
And they're just everywhere here. And I had no idea. I honestly thought we could take Hayes into one afterwards and get him a toy, but it's not the case.
Wish you were here, smell your cheek alone. I know you wanna taste it, but you never had the patience. I'm losing motivation.
So that statue used to not be covered in moss, but because everybody splashes water on it, it looks like this. Just behind me is Kuidare, which is like a major symbol in Japan. It's a doll that symbolizes how much they love food here. Osaka is known as the kitchen of Japan, and he symbolizes eating until you drop, or eating so much that you like run yourself into financial ruin or something. They take it very seriously.
Enjoy the rest of your stay and have fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Masa.
Great time.
If any of you watching this are coming to Osaka, this is your guide. I'll link the AIRBNB experience in the description box, but it's great orientation.
Looks so good. I'm like, this is the second time we've eaten at a bar today, and I love it. I love watching people cook. And this gentleman has been so patient and kind with us, translating the menu. Much appreciated.
So it's dinner time now. We didn't film much this afternoon. And we're just at a ramen place that we saw on Google that's in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is quite residential, so we thought it might be easier to just like walk out and find food, and it's proving to be a little bit difficult. So we've been using our trusty Google, which we have missed because in Korea you can't use Google. And this place said that it was like a specialty ramen place.
Beautiful.
Enjoy your meal over there.
Cheers.
Morning. It's day 2 in Osaka, and we're meeting some friends this afternoon that we met in London. They're Japanese, they're from here. We haven't seen them in like 10 years. And 3 kids. They've had 3 kids in Busan. So this morning, we also have to change hotels. We booked an Airbnb for the first 2 nights, and then tonight we have an opportunity to stay at what seems to be a very cool property that we will show you later. I can't wait.
Close that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I've been asked to close this. I'll tell you more later.
Eat me, Daddy.
Huh?
Want to eat me?
You love a little bit of ramen. So while I sat on my heated toilet seat this morning, we searched on Google breakfast, and this place popped up. So hot dogs it is this morning.
What's on your phone? What's on your phone?
It was a good choice.
I got one called the Osaka Special. I think Osaka Classic, and it's got curried onions and pickled ginger. It's really good. It's really good. I don't even feel bad about having a Sunday morning hot dog at 10:30 a.m. Hayes has developed a new love of chicken. He was playing it in Korea, like blocking people walking in the street, and now he's trying to play chicken with every bicycle in this market, and he's gonna get run over, and it's stressing me out.
Things your toddlers want to do. Is he a toddler anymore?
No, I don't think so. He's like a full-blown child.
Well,
Young child.
things your young child want to do after you've just eaten a hot dog is run. I just told Hayes I don't want to run because I've just eaten a hot dog. But watch this. Are you ready?
Halloween!
Are you saying happy Halloween?
Yes.
You know how you wanted to run?
Yeah.
Let's go!
Bikes.
Where's Mummy?
Have just arrived at the place we're staying next in Osaka just for one night, but it's called Kanjakuso, and it's not really a hotel, not really a ryokan. It's like luxury vacation rentals that are combining like old school Japanese style but with new state-of-the-art features, so it's kind of a win-win. The reason we're super excited to be here for one night is that there's like an open air bath outside.
We're gonna go meet our friends in a minute, but you'll see us later, enjoying this really cool space.
But we have time for a beverage, and the fridge is stocked with complimentary sake, beer, soda, and water.
They even chilled the bottle.
Cheers. Cheers.
I'm so excited we've met up with a friend of ours from our time in London. This is like 10 years ago, so we haven't seen him, and his amazing kids. We've only kind of got half of the family, the rest of the half family couldn't join us today. We're gonna hopefully see them maybe next week or so. But this is Dice. And Ike.
I want beer.
You want It's a very quick intro and a very loud restaurant, but basically we lived in London from 2010 to 2012-ish, and Pete and Dice worked together in a burger shop, Byron Burger, if you're familiar. It was very popular at the time. RIP. Anyway, they moved back to Japan before the 2012 games that Pete worked on in London. We haven't seen them in 10 years. They've had 3 kids since then. Akina and their youngest Maya weren't able to join us this evening, but Ace and Harumi and Ike met us in a park where all the kids played in the playground, and now we are going to a few restaurants which we've learned is called hashiko, like bar hopping. And the first was a very cool sushi restaurant that you just saw. Delicious. And I have no idea where we're going right now, but it's a very cool street. In case it wasn't obvious, Hayes hasn't used a scooter since we left home over a year ago. And he wasn't able to then, he never learned. Bye.
You want to come then? Stop 2, we're at Izakaya and we're having like grilled oysters. I mean, look at these boys. They're like sucking into these oysters like nobody's business. So awesome. It's so awesome being with friends, but like seeing other kids and how other kids eat in another country is like fascinating. And these boys are just loving it. So good.
Big Pete, I'm gonna go put Hayes to bed.
Thanks, Steph. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay, we're racing against the clock here. It's like 9 a.m. We have to check out at 10. We wanted to use this beautiful tatami space for breakfast. We didn't know what to get for breakfast. So, we have a follower on Instagram, Debbie, who told us we needed to eat I don't know if she said 7-Eleven or Family Mart or Lawson. There was a 7-Eleven and a Family Mart on the way home last night, so we have 2 egg sandwiches that we're gonna taste test. I know these probably aren't even breakfast foods, but it's egg and bread, so it's breakfast today.
Big taste test. What is this one? Have we got a bit of both?
Well, this
Oh,
could be
this
blind.
is the Family Mart. 'Cause
Yeah.
I squashed it in my bag. Alright. Yeah, not bad. And this is the 7-Eleven version.
7-Eleven.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, Family Mart for me.
And on that note, I think that'll be the end of this vlog. If you want to treat yourself to an amazing luxury stay in this traditional meets modern rental, it's Konjaku So, but I will put all the information in the description box below. And if you're coming here, I hope you have a nice time in Osaka. And if not, we'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.
Be like, what's that smell? Has Hayes pooped? Oh, it's the egg sandwiches.
Stay tuned for more jokes.